Yo, what is going on, my guys, my gals, my non-binary pals? Jazzy Out coming at you with the godmother themselves, Fanny Slim, with a new episode of Faux The Streamers, where we talk about all the things, experiences, eventually get some guests on to talk about their journey of the streaming world and the streaming journey that a lot of us are on as content creators. All right, today we're going to be focusing on sponsorships. All right, sponsorships, partnerships, whatever you want to call them, whether it be a banner in your stream, under your stream, a sponsored section for a game, whatever it is, we're going to talk about it today. As far as some gaming sponsorships, so first of all, I know being a streamer can be expensive because you have to buy all the newest games, right?
Oh yeah.
So I want to give a quick shout out to my personal favorite website, Larkit. I love this. Yeah.
Right.
I know if you don't have many viewers, it may be disheartening because it'll be like, oh, 15 viewers or 20 viewers, 50 viewers. And if you get crazy, 500 viewers, you know, like it gets kind of crazy, like for a concurrent viewer average to request a key. But the thing is, you can request a key even if you don't meet that average. And I know people who have requested a key on Lurkit who don't meet an average and still get a key. So
I'm one of them.
yeah, and they also have awesome campaigns on the website as well, like sponsor things. Now, I haven't had any success with the sponsor things there. You know, it'll be like, oh, play this game. You give them the amount of time in minutes that you'll play, and then you tell them how much you want to be paid for that. I've tried to use that several times and I've never gotten anything back. It's not even like a negotiation or them rejecting it. It just, the time just runs out for them to accept it, and just nothing ever happens. That I'm going to keep trying, but regardless of that fact, it's just a great place to get free games. And a lot of the games for the most part are like, you know, even like if you've never heard of them, like they'll have an audience. So it's definitely worth looking in. Also, it's really great if you're not in the US, because stuff like Keymailer and other like websites like Lurkit, they don't really support outside of the US, and that's really irritating. Most of the time when I get like emails from people like, oh, play this game, go request a key on Keymailer, I just send them an email instead and say, I don't like to use Keymailer. It says, you know, oh, request it if you're in the US. I'm not in the US. Can you help me out? And usually they just send me a key and that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like Keymailer and all these other places. Another one I think is kind of cool, but I've never used myself. I signed up for it, but I never once used it. It's called Dare Drop. It's like,
that one,
yeah. I mean, it's a cool concept, but it's something again that I just don't care about. But it's called Dare Drop because like you get like these dares, and I think it's like better for giveaways. But like I said, I've never really used it too much. But the whole concept is, like, I don't know if you get the game first, and then as you do the dares, you get like more keys that possibly you can give away, or if like you do something first. But like regardless, the whole concept is there's a game, there's dares for it. Like, I don't know, you know, beat the first level without using melee attacks or something like that. And then if you do that dare, you get like a reward. Usually, I think it's like a key. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, I don't care, bro. it's not for me. But Lurkit, I swear by Lurkit. Lurkit's amazing. I love Lurkit. And they've recently updated their UI and everything. Like, it's really good. Like, they've made big leaps and bounds since they've first released.
Yeah.
It's not perfect. I really don't like their search engine because a lot of times
that's weird. It refreshes and the filters don't work.
Or like sometimes they do work, but you don't know because it's not really apparent if the game is on there or not. But sometimes the game is on there, but you'll search it, but then it doesn't come up, and it's just like, I don't know. But other than that, fantastic website.
I played a game called Jelly Car Worlds that I got from them, and that was really fun. I actually had a few people come in who knew the game well and were helping me figure it out because it's a puzzle game. And I did that through Lurkit, did it for 2 hours. And
the greatest thing about Lurkit, the greatest thing about Lurkit is you don't have to, like, there's no obligation to stream it for a certain amount of time. You get the game, you have 30 days usually to stream it. Caveat on usually, because there is a offer going on called the Men of War 2 beta, which I want to get into. And obviously that is like a certain amount of time because like it's a beta. So, but mostly it's like you get 30 days to do it, and then even if you only stream it for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes because you hate it, but like you switch your stream over to the category of the game, your PC can't run it, or it crashes on startup, or you just don't like it. That's okay. Upload that 5-10 minutes. You still completed your obligation to play the game. And the more you do that, the more likely you are to get keys as well for games that even if you don't meet that concurrent viewer average. So yeah, it's good stuff.
So I had one game that it said it was a PC game, and they sent it to me, and it was a code for the key they gave me was for a different game, and I'm just like, oh, that's weird. And so I said it to them, and they said, yeah, and so I said that to them, and they were like, oh, that's weird. We'll mark it as a failed, but it won't detract from your future chances of getting keys. And I'm like, oh, thank you.
Okay.
I was really worried that I wouldn't be able to complete it but they were really good. Their email service was pretty good.
That's sick. See, I didn't even know that. See, that's awesome. That is weird though. I've never heard of that.
It was a weird mix up. I had to redeem it, and it was like a completely different game. And
that's so. Oh, that is so weird.
I took screenshots and everything, but yeah.
Wow,
that's pretty good.
That's good though. So yeah, good support as well. So if you're looking for like some games, Lurk It.
Yeah, I really like how with Lurk It is the more like keys and things you do for them, you get like an insight currency that you can just use to get games normally, without having to do a viewership count or anything. And then you can just unlock the game.
Oh yeah, that's true. You'll like send you. It's like it'll just like send you an offer, and it'll be like VIP access because you just have like great shit, like a great credibility for playing games. So yeah, it's true. Yeah, rapport. Yes, my clout. But yeah, other than those sponsorships, I know the big one that everyone probably gets offered are those stream element sponsorships.
Yes.
Now,
that's what I started doing.
Yeah, now I'm going to let Fanny take the lead on this one a little bit because I've never done a stream element sponsorship. Mainly because a lot of them, I wasn't legal for a long time to work here, but also a lot of them are for mobile games, and I'm not a mobile gamer.
No.
I think it's really hard to get people to do something on mobile.
It's incredibly hard. I've tried 1,000 times. I've seen my friends try it, and it's not great.
Yeah. Now you can. I mean, you didn't hear it from us.
No.
In fact, my mouth is not even moving. Look, you can see it's not me. But I just want to say you could also just fudge the system a little bit and get some friends / family to just create fake accounts and just kind of keep doing that and then get paid out for that.
Do it yourself.
Yeah, or just do it yourself. It's time consuming, but like the dosh, the dosh. You got to do what you got to do to pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? But like, you didn't hear it from me. In fact, I'm just playing an audio clip right now, and you can't prove that I'm not. It looks like I'm speaking, but I'm not speaking. Anyway, that was a pretty interesting audio clip that I played. But yeah, But
things glitched out a bit there.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, tell me more about those Stream Elements sponsorships.
Well, I personally have done one that some of you may have heard of. It's a little Wii game called Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends? Oh my god, I love that game.
Personally, I do actually love some of the characters and designs in that game.
I mean, Smash.
But yeah, I've got some big booba waifus, big collection of them, and my partner has a bunch of like barbarians. But
Disgusting.
it's just it's a mobile game that's also on PC. Yeah, Paladin.
Sorry.
Some of those.
Get sidetracked. But yeah, go on.
But it's a mobile game that's also on PC. They give you a number. I think one of the campaigns I did, I got about 150 USD or something like that, maybe 200 USD for when I did it. And you just play it for 4 hours on stream. You have a little banner that you have to show on your stream so people can see when players have like leveled up. You need to get like 5 people to level 12 and then like there are extra goals.
Or when they say 5 people, you mean like 5 real people in different accounts?
Yes, five different accounts, 5 different emails, that you definitely don't make yourself.
Whoa, dude, those audio clips keep bleeding in. I need to turn the video off.
Doing that. TJ, can you fix that?
Yeah.
But yeah, so, and then you can like have extra bonuses, like if they go to 25, you get an extra $100 or something like that, which I've never done. Once they're above level 12, it's really hard to grind. But it's a fine game. It's an easy game to get into.
Yeah, it's like slap on like a podcast or something, and just do it in the background, right?
Exactly. I've got 3 monitors. Boom, boom, boom. And
whoa! All right, get out of my face with your privilege.
When I started streaming, I had 1 monitor.
Oh, ew! Get out.
Like between my game and my chat, which was
man, that sounds awful.
Have my chat on my phone, maybe.
That's so much better.
Except I couldn't see when people were doing stuff.
Wow.
But anyway, yeah, it's I've also had offers to do mobile games, which we touched on before. It is so hard to get people to do mobile games.
It's also
I have a friend. Yeah. Oh, I just wanted to say I have a friend who every stream is definitely far bigger than I am, gets about 100 to 150 viewers every stream. And he gets maybe 3 people to do a mobile game.
Wow.
It's just no one wants to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
That may be partially because he's a 1-game streamer, but I think it's also that no one wants to play a mobile game. No one wants to put a game on their phone and, always be on it. Limited storage.
Also, like, let's be honest, a lot of people are not like gonna play that mobile game ever. Like, it's just not their wheelhouse. Plus, it's hard to recommend a game that, let's be honest, you're not really invested in either.
No.
Now, like, see, the exception for me, the only time I'd actually do a sponsorship, I think, for like a mobile game, is if Warhammer 40k Tacticus reached out to me.
Yeah,
because I am a huge simp for Warhammer 40k, and I just think I could get more people to do it purely just because of my enthusiasm for Warhammer. Yeah. Because I will sit there and be like, oh, I love this guy. Oh, this is a guy from the lore. Like, this is sick. Well, like I've dabbled in the game as well. Like, it's not bad either. So
you're all small, and I don't think anyone would want to give out sponsorships. But yeah, so if you, the thing is, if you get an offer for a mobile game, decline until they start offering you what you're worth.
Yeah, or more than you're worth in a lot of cases.
Yeah, exactly, because
I've seen some Raid Shadow Legends. I've got some Raid Shadow Legends stuff come up. It's like $900 if you do like 30 people or something.
Yeah.
But like, I know 30 people aren't gonna do it. So then, those nice friends, I think I think they're from East Asia. They're called like Me, Myself, and I. And I'll make sure we get those 30 accounts, you know what I'm
saying? Yeah, those are good friends, true to the cause.
Yeah, not because, a grand is a lot of money.
I believe I had 20 or 25 different accounts do my raid sponsorship, because they do it in lots of 5. Like, you get money for every 5 people that get to level 12, and it just stacks up. And there's like a limit, so it's like 25 people, you'll get 150 USD if they get to level 12. And I think I got all of those accounts, all of those to level 12, and that was really good. It is possible. And I spent that money on like a new microphone and some other stuff. I think I bought one of my monitors with that money.
There you go.
Because that was really good. So invest it back in the stream.
Exactly. So again, like if you're gonna do like a stream sponsorship, make sure it's got some kind of, like, even if it's a mobile game, just make sure it's got some kind of like desktop app for the PC. Because I guarantee you, if it's like a purely exclusive mobile game,
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen, Chief. It's not gonna happen, Chief. I promise.
And like,
But like also, I just want to say, also, if you're doing the sponsorships for being paid, don't be afraid. I know a lot of people get nervous because they don't get paid quickly, but the fact of the matter is, you probably won't get paid for like a month. Usually, it's like,
I didn't.
yeah, it's like 30 days before like it even starts to even think about coming through. It's not like,
I believe mine was like 2 months before it was in my account.
yeah, it's kind of nerve-wracking. But I promise you, it'll come through. The only time I ever heard of it not coming through was with a HelloFresh one.
Yeah.
And I won't say the name, but I've heard. The thing is, I've heard horrible things about the HelloFresh sponsorship. I've also heard amazing things about the HelloFresh sponsorship. So that one's just kind of hit and miss.
Yeah.
But I think it's always there's always going to be some form of risk when you do a sponsorship. With like a company like that, especially when you're a small streamer. If you're a big streamer and they fuck you up, you could end them. But like, if you're a small streamer, I get it. I get the risk, but I would just say don't sweat. For the most part, most companies aren't gonna do that, right? They're not gonna open themselves up to like potential legal like problems. That's why I always think it's so crazy when people like accuse Twitch, side tangent real quick, where people are like, Twitch isn't paying me enough money. And that's wrong. And that's just like,
was that all the United Kingdom
no,
stuff?
no. The United Kingdom stuff was actually fucked. They fixed, and the worst part is they fixed it, but they didn't give anyone like back pay that they owed them. That's fucked. But they did fix it, but they didn't give anyone back pay. But like a lot of people are like, I made X amount of money, but I only got this amount. And that's if you do the breakdown of 50-50 and the taxes, it's not enough. And I'm just like, you're missing something here, Chief, because I can tell you right now, you signed a contract that both you and Twitch entered into, and that means that if the contract is breached in any way, shape, or form, they can be sued for way more money than whatever they owe you. And I can tell you right now, that's just not good business. Daddy Bezos wouldn't let that happen. So
he wouldn't.
Especially the entire legal team of Amazon. So I assure you, my friends, if you think Twitch is not paying you right, I would urge you to do some math or hire a lawyer and go get that dosh. But anyway, it's like tangent over.
Just wanted to say the other thing about like when you do the actual sponsorship, like take me doing Raid, for example, it's really pretty much self-explanatory what you need to do. You show the game you're playing, talk about it, and honestly, they've said on their instructions that you can be fairly honest. They don't want you to rip into the game.
Yeah.
But if there's something that you're not too keen on, a feature, you can say that.
Yeah, and that's just a good practice for any sponsorship.
Exactly.
Whether they say it or not. Don't be the person who's fake just because it's a sponsorship.
Yeah.
They're paying you for your remember they're paying you for your opinion. Not
exactly.
Like they're paying you for your opinion and like for people that you stream to see it, not for you to sip for the game.
Exactly. And I've said with my Raid sponsorships, I've said that it's not my kind of game. It's definitely an idle game that I would get bored with, but it's got great graphics and
facts.
Some of that, they've got like these ads that they can play. When you do a sponsorship, you can play ads to like promote the game, and they're hilarious. They like get the.
I have seen some of the Raid ads. They are pretty good.
And the graphics are great. Are you all right, relax. Are you doing a sponsorship right now?
I'm sorry.
Did I not mention that? But anyway, you show the game, you maybe play a few ads if that's part of your deal. You have a little widget that says when people like level up and stuff or reach a certain level, you have something below your stream to click on when people want to sign up, or you have a chat command. It's very simple. It automatically sets it up for you as well. Not the overlay, but the chat command. You just click a button and it'll auto create a command for you. So it's very easy to get set up with that, which is great because small streamers, they may not know quite what they're doing right now. And so it's very seamless.
I mean, there's so many sponsorships now. I'm sure you've seen like some streamers are sponsored by Corsair.
Yes.
But it's now here's a big thing I think is very important to keep in mind. Is the company sponsoring you? Do they want to be in a partnership with you? Or are they trying to be in a, or are they trying to get you to be in their like affiliate program? So they're just affiliated with you. These are all very different words, and they're all very, very different in meaning. And I think it's very important to know the difference. So if someone reaches out and says, I want to sponsor you, it's mainly just like, it's mainly like, we're going to give you X, whether it be money or goods. You're going to do Y to fulfill an obligation for getting X. Like I said, whether that be money or goods or both. And the reason I say that is because like Udi has reached out to us, not only me, but other people I know. And they not only paid me to sponsor something, but they also gave me a free Udi. And one time, even a free weighted blanket. So, and then they paid me on top of that. If you get a sponsorship from Udi, they're on the up and up. Just take it. It's good. But
you wore that on stream and you looked incredible.
Thank you. But yeah, I love Udi as a company. They're very good. But that's a sponsorship. They gave me X in response for Y, right? And then I fill that obligation, and then I receive my X, right? That's a sponsorship. Now, an affiliate is more like, hey, we want to be affiliated with you in a sense where it's usually kind of one-sided, in the sense where it's like, hey, you pay, oh, not you pay, sorry, that's not right. But like you have like our name somewhere or talk about us like X amount of times per stream, and just like use our product and let people know that you like it, and like we'll give you like a discount code for your viewers or something like that. Maybe you make commission, stuff like that. That's an affiliation.
Yeah.
Right? So like I am not affiliated with anybody. Well, I guess technically I'm affiliated with Twitch, but whatever. But like, yeah, a little bit different. But like, I'm not affiliated with anybody. However, that also brings me now to a partnership. Now, partnership is supposed to be give and take. It's like, I am not affiliated with that person, whereas like, it's just like, I use their name, basically, and maybe I get like some small things in return because, like, again, it's give and take, right? Everything should be give and take in sponsorships. You should never enter into any kind of affiliation, sponsorship, or partnership if you are not getting something in return. And I think it's very important. Don't just be blinded by the money. Just be like, or the goods, whatever. You need something in return. It doesn't have to be money always, but you can't let people or companies just come at you and just be like, oh yeah, like, and I'm gonna get into this in a minute. All right, but like it has to be like the affiliation, right? Like we'll give you, I don't know, like a stipend, like $50 a month or something for you to like just rep us, right? But now see, a partnership is very different. A partnership is more give and take. A partnership is like, we're giving you shit constantly because you're one of our like top people to like peddle our goods. Like you are like a partnership is basically like you are one of the faces. So it's like, we made a new product, we're going to send you that new product because you're a partner, and we not only want your opinion on it, but we want you to peddle that to other people as well. Whereas an affiliation is more just like, you use our stuff, but we're not sending you anything. You use our stuff, and maybe we give you a discount code, right? Yes. That's kind of the big difference between affiliation and partnership is, partnership is you are literally partners, whereas affiliation is just like, yes, I use their stuff. That's like a good way to think about it. Obviously there's caveats and, there's some things that are different depending on the company, but for the most part, that's like the big difference. And I think a lot of companies don't think that streamers don't really, I think a lot of companies think that a lot of streamers are fucking stupid. And I'm going to get into this right now because I recently received a partnership, and I'm going to go ahead and say the name because I think I'm going to accept it. Yeah, I know. I think I'm going to accept it by the time this video gets pushed to live. Whether that be Patreon or YouTube. But I was reached out to by advanced.gg, which is an energy drink supplement company. Yes, there's like a million of them, right? You know, Rogue Energy, Sneak, Advanced, fucking G Fuel, whatever. You know, there's 10 trillion companies out there that do it.
Yep.
But, and here's the thing, I actually wasn't going to accept this sponsorship, but it's an opportunity, so I had the meeting. They wanted to set up a meeting with me, and I came in locked and loaded. I came in, and I urge anyone to do this. I came in with questions. I went to their website. I looked up all their products. I looked up like when the company was formed. I asked like, you know, when was your company formed? And like, because I know this company was formed in 2018. Well, Rogue Energy was in 2017. So I was like, okay, well, what do you do differently? Why are you able to compete with your competitors? You know, and I said, I'm just fully blunt, right? They want me. You know, so I was fully blunt. I was like, there are literally so many freaking different like energy drink powder supplements for gamers or whatever. Why are you different? Like what sets you apart? Because I can't sell your product if I can't answer these questions myself either. Yeah, oh, it's a powder. Like I can't sell it. I was like, well, what makes it better than, you know, G Fuel Jazzy, which I buy like every week? And it's just like, I can't answer that. It's the same thing. Like, of course I like, yeah, exactly. So I have to answer these. I came locked and loaded, and I didn't think I was gonna take it because, like I said, I made memes before on stream where I'm like, I'm pretty sure every single gamer supplement powder drink is fucking owned by the same person. But they just diversify into different companies to like make it seem like artificial fucking like artificial competition. You know, I was like because they're all the same. But I came in and I asked them so many questions because they said they wanted to enter a partnership. It's very different, like I said. And so I talked to them and I asked them so many things. And I even asked the hard questions. I was like, what happens if I pull out of the contract early? What happens if I don't want to do this anymore? Like, what happens if, like, blah? I was like, what happens if I get a better deal? Like, I asked so many questions. And maybe some of them are red flags to them, but it's all good questions. You need to come prepared with these questions. You have to ask these. You need to know. It doesn't matter how outlandish, you know, it is. Like, you know, what happens if someone like uses a product and then chokes? Like, am I liable? Like, who cares? Just ask everything. Ask. There's no wrong question. And you can really gauge a company by how they answer those questions. Whether they, because when I was talking to the, you know, liaison for Advanced, she was able to answer every single one of my questions. And if she couldn't answer the question, she said, I don't know, but I will go find out and I will get back to you. And she did.
I love that.
Yeah, and she did. It wasn't just like a deflection. Like she really did. And that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
And now the thing, and in that meeting, she single-handedly changed my mind from wanting to be like to not accept it to then being like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to try the care package they're going to send me. If I like the product, I'm going to get on board. And I love the product and I think I'm going to get on board with it. So yeah, it's exciting. But here's the thing. And now this is where it differs, right? Now, Rogue Energy, right? Rogue Energy is way bigger of a company, I think, than Advanced. Advanced kind of like, Advanced, I wouldn't say it's the new kid on the block, but in turn, because like 2018, but in terms of like the other companies, I don't think they grew as fast. So I would consider them like the new kid on the block. But I already think their company's leaps and bounds ahead of the other ones. And this is where you can tell a company doesn't care about you. While I was in the midst of trying and asking my friends, because, you know, again, I don't want to peddle a product I don't like. It's hard for me to sell it. Part of my charm is my magnetic personality and my charisma and excitement about things. I can't get excited about something that I don't like. And I'm not going to tell people I like my viewers, my, you know, the people who literally support me. I'm not going to tell them to buy something that I don't enjoy myself. But I love it. And so I was like, okay, we'll see. But then, you know, and I've tried Sneak before. One of my friends had G Fuel once. I've tried that before. So I have a pretty good like palate when it comes to these things to see if I like it. And then while I was in the midst of trying it, Rogue Energy actually reached out to me and they were like, hey, want to do a partnership with us? And I was like, So they sent now I would argue that they sent a slightly more professional email. They labeled out like everything I would get in the partnership, and everything that they labeled out was basically the same thing that Advanced was offering me. But here's the thing. They didn't want to set up a meeting, but I was like, that's fine. So I replied to the email and I was like, hey man, super interested. Thanks for, you know, taking the interest, all that, you know, good stuff. And then I was like, I would love to set up a meeting at some point to discuss this further because, you know, I got some questions. I just want to like make sure I'm making the right choice, like blah, blah, you know, and I just want to like, you know, see if I can get those questions answered. So I'd love to like set up like a meeting. I didn't give a time because if for Advanced, I scheduled a meeting. It's supposed to be 30 minutes. I was there for an hour. She was chill with it. She wasn't like, okay, 30 minutes are up. I got to go. She was like, nope, I'll stay here as long as you need me. Just keep asking questions and I'll keep answering them. Huh? Fucking huge green flag, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Rogue sent me this email and I emailed them back and I went, hey, this is where I think it's stupid that they use the word partnership because clearly it's not. And I was like, hey, let's set up a meeting. So we can discuss this further. So I got some questions. And again, I was going to come. Exactly. And I was going to come fully equipped with my barrage of questions that I asked Advanced. And this guy literally replied to me and went, yeah, I don't think that's really necessary, but I'd be more than happy to like answer any of your questions over email. Huge red flags. Huge red flags. Immediately, I was turned off. I was like, you know what? It's fine. I don't want your partnership.
I don't think it's necessary. I think it's very
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know if he said don't think it's necessary, but like the vibe, it was like a short 1-sentence email and response to like it was just like, no, it's okay. You could just ask me over email. And I was like, no, I want to talk to you, bro. Like what? Whereas Advanced was like, yeah, let's set up a meeting. Like, in fact, it was their idea. Like, you know, it was great. It was awesome. But like, then Rogue was just like, no, just ask me over email. And I was like, really? No. Like, already I can tell that they don't give a shit about me as much as Advanced do. And another thing I've noticed with Advanced, I am in a partnership, and every month I get to ask if I can get some product for free. Again, I'm peddling their product. They're going to send me stuff for free. So I have product always to then, you know, use on stream and show and whatever. And then, of course, like all the other stuff was basically the same that Rogue was offering. But here's the thing. Like I said, they said, I can always ask for more within reason, of course. They said, if you start like trying to get it like every week or something, then like clearly I'm not going to do that. But if you do still want to get it every week, we'll give you like a 40% off code just for you. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Rogue Energy literally said they will never send me anything for free outside of the original care package just to like see if I like the product. And anytime I want more, I have to buy it myself with a 40% off code. How is it a partnership? That's an affiliation. That's 100% an affiliation. You know, like that's like that, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not receiving products to peddle because we're partnered. I've just got like a code, and they get to use my name, and I get to use their name, but I still have to buy my own stuff. That's not a partnership. That's an affiliation, and yet they peddled it as a partnership, and I think that's just the worst thing. So that, in addition to the fact that they didn't want to have a meeting with me like over voice, that's just huge red flags. I didn't even consider it after that. I was like, no, done. Like, whereas Advanced, I came in with the mentality saying, I'm not going to take this. And he changed my mind because she was so good, professional, patient, kind, answered all my questions. She was knowledgeable about her own company that she worked for, which is huge because lots of people don't do that. And you have to remember, when you're entering into a partnership, I mean, any affiliation or sponsorship as well, but especially for a partnership, if they call it that. But I would, again, especially for affiliations as well, and even for sponsorships, I would urge you to, you know, remember, And I know this is kind of like a weird mentality, especially if you're not like toxic, but, and this is not a toxic mentality, I promise. You have to think to yourself, this is a company. What are they trying to get out of you? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to turn it around and ask yourself, what can I get out of them? Right? How can I use this company to help further my own goals? And I think that's something that's so important to just have your head on straight about, because a lot of the questions I also asked Advance when I was in that meeting, I was like, you obviously sponsor a lot of creators. Do you have like creator spaces? Like, do you have like creator get-togethers? Like, do you encourage the creators that you all sponsor to like get together and do events? Do you basically, do you network between your creators, or is this just like is everyone in their own little bubble, right? And because like, what can I get out of working for you other than just like, okay, I get some free fucking energy drink powder, which is like great, but also like I can just go down the street and buy a Red Bull. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, sure. Like, sure, that's money, but also like, what can you do for me?
Exactly.
And I think that's so important, especially like I said, when you're doing a sponsorship or an affiliation. Don't just do it because they offer you. Anytime someone offers you money, like straight up, it's good to get excited about it. But a lot of the times, if you even know even a modicum, even a granule, a grain-sized piece of information about how negotiations work, never take the first deal. All right? Always negotiate.
Yep.
Always negotiate. Because I know it feels wrong. You're like, oh, but what if they don't like it? Well, if they don't like it, then, fuck it. Then that's fine.
Saying no to money.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta fight for yourself a little. Yeah.
Exactly. Don't just be like, oh, they're offering me money. Okay. Like, so I recently got another like email from a different company, and they're like, can you play our game for an hour for X amount? And I was like, that's not really enough for me to play it for an hour, to be honest. So I'm gonna try and up them by at least 20 more bucks. If they don't like it, they may go down to 10, or they may just stick to their guns. But I'm gonna try, because nothing ventured, nothing gained. If I lose it, it wasn't so much money that I care, right? Because the sheer fact that I'm wanting to negotiate in the first place means that it wasn't enough money in the first place. Because if they had come at me with like the Raid Shadow Legends thing, where it's like, yo, we'll give you $1,000, I'm not gonna negotiate that, because that's fair. That's worth it, right?
We can work with that.
Yeah, I can work with that. But like the other place, I think they're offering me like $40, like $40 to play something for an hour. Like, yeah, it seems great, but also I want to push that up to 60, because like I know the game. It's not really my cup of tea. So not only am I like playing it for something, but like $40 for an hour is also usually like, that's less than $1 a viewer, right?
Yeah.
So and I think a pretty decent place to start is like $1.50 to $2 per viewer. So I think that's a good place to start, especially if you don't know where like to value yourself. All right. But like, definitely start anywhere between like $1.50 to $2 per concurrent average viewer. And I think that should be your pedestal. You can shoot higher than that and work your way down to it, or you can just go straight to that and stick to your guns. But I wouldn't go lower than that if you're looking to negotiate. But yeah, so like I said, just to summarize very quickly, talk to the company over voice. I know you may be shy, but just do it. Research the company. What do other people say about it? How do other people react to it? What do other streamers do that? Don't even be afraid to ask other streamers as well. Like, how's working with that company? Like, do you like it, or is it just kind of nothing-y? Like, you forget you do it, Ask the hard questions, especially the ones where, what happens if I want to leave your company? What happens if I don't want to be affiliated with you anymore? What happens if like I just want to leave, but my contract is not up? Ask those questions. They're so important. And if the company doesn't want to have a conversation with you, or doesn't know enough about their own company and doesn't want to get back to you about it, or they feel as if like like if you ask, when can I leave the contract or whatever, and they're very belligerent, those are red flags. Those are big, big red flags. If they don't want to answer your questions, don't work with the company. It's a big, big red flag. All right. Do your due diligence, because a partnership is something that can change your life for the better or worse. You know, especially because those obligations, you need to make it very clear from day one what they expect from you, because you don't want to be blindsided one day where they hit you with an email where like, oh, we're pulling your sponsorship, or like, oh, we'll give you a fine or some shit or whatever because you're not fulfilling your side of the, like, you know, of the obligations. And you're like, I didn't even know I had to do that. You know, just, you've got to be upfront about everything. And then, you know, what can they do for you? Not just what you can do for them. All right. So I think these are the very key things to remember when you're dealing with sponsorships and partnerships and affiliations and all that. All right.
Yeah, no, those are definitely extremely important and helpful.
Yeah, exactly. Good. I'm glad. But other than that, I would definitely urge people, don't be afraid to reach out to a company either.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I know it's like, okay, I have like, Jazzy, I have like 5 viewers, or maybe even less. Like, Jazzy, I have like 3 viewers. Yeah. Like, who's gonna wanna sponsor me? Well, a lot of people. You would be surprised. Because
I had 5 viewers when I was doing Raid Shadow Legends. Yeah.
Exactly. A lot of people will sponsor you because a lot of companies, at least, you know, if they're not stupid, understand that if you have a smaller audience, it's usually more intimate. So so there's a difference between, like, if you shotgun shell, like, or not shotgun shell, but like if you're targeting a big streamer to do a sponsorship, you're going for volume.
Yeah.
If you're targeting a smaller streamer for a sponsorship, you're targeting like almost guaranteed sales, right?
Yeah.
Because difference is, if you just want to get the word out there, you go for a big streamer, right? You go for a Twitch whale or whatever. If you're gonna sponsor a small streamer like me or someone else like Fanny, thing is, we're gonna be really honest and we're gonna be really open. And the thing is, we talk to our community, I guarantee you, a lot more than that person who has thousands of viewers talk to. All right. And also, a lot of those people with thousands of viewers, they also have a lot of jaded people who are just like, oh, this is clearly a sponsorship, so, like, you know, they need to make money, so who cares? They probably don't really care about the product that much. Whereas Fanny and I and other smaller streamers, doesn't matter if we're getting the dosh, we're still gonna freaking like tell our community what we think, and if we like it, a lot of people will get it. And I see that a lot, even for things that aren't sponsorships. I'll just be playing a game and people will ask me my genuine opinions, and I'll just tell them, you know, because I speak to my community as, like, you know, as if they're my family and my friends, which, you know, they are. And I'll just be like, you know, and this is what I think. And they're like, damn, Jazzy, I like what you had to say. I'm buying it right now. Like, that's guaranteed sales, like, right there.
With a small stream, you get 2 things out of it that you don't get with a big streamer. With a small streamer, they're probably going to see every single question about the game in the chat, or the equipment in the chat. They're going to see every question that someone has and be able to answer, or, you know, talk about every single one, whereas a big streamer will miss a bunch.
Yep.
People will ask a bunch of questions, but the chat's and they'll maybe see 1 or 2.
Yeah, it's true. Like a big streamer, the big streamers, it's like watching an ad. It's like watching a commercial versus, like, the small streamer is like, it's like talking to a talking to a dev or something. All right, this is different.
The other thing is, with a big streamer, some people feel close to big streamers, but I find in general, it's definitely a disconnect between just, like, how you feel towards a big streamer. You probably don't feel as close with someone, like.
Yeah, so it's harder to trust them more.
Exactly. And so, you know, it's like, why, not only trust, but like, why should I help you with this sponsorship? You know, I've had people do my raid sponsorship solely because they're like, oh, Fanny, I want to help you get this money from the sponsorship so you can do these things. Whereas it's like, you know, why would I help this big streamer who doesn't even know who I am, you know, get money?
Yeah, I get
they
that.
don't care about me.
Sure.
So it's
I just want to have a small side tangent. If I'm ever a Twitch whale with thousands, sorry, when I'm a Twitch whale with thousands of viewers, I will care about you.
Oh, absolutely.
Always. Okay.
Absolutely.
I just want to make that abundantly clear. You get that on record. This will be on the internet forever. I will care about you. I mean, unless you're a piece of shit, but like.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Anyway.
Scare all about that.
Yeah, I don't even know. Who are you?
Had it done.
Why are you on my podcast?
Sorry, Alma. But yeah, it's definitely. I think it's easier to get through a sponsorship when you're smaller, just because you have that closeness. People care about you doing the sponsorship, and you can answer the questions. Whereas big streamers, it's less connect there and harder to trust and harder to understand. And why would you do it?
Yeah, it's
not
fair.
Impossible. There are plenty of people who will just do it, but especially when you're up there, there are going to be more people in the ratio. The math works out. The math.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and that's also displayed in the fact that what Fanny said earlier, where, Fanny has a friend who has like 100, 150 viewers, and yet they got 3 people. Whereas like Fanny had like 5 viewers and got like 5 people. You know what I mean? It's like the math checks out, right?
Yep.
And on that note, I also want to just bring up, because now this is kind of more of a niche thing, but it kind of goes hand in hand with don't be afraid to reach out to a company. So I've done 2 sponsorships with Udi, and I have another one coming up right now. I love working with them. Apparently they love working with me too. But I actually reached out and I was like, hey, I really like doing your sponsorships. And I want another product because, and I just, I said,
winter, right?
Well, exactly. It's getting into winter. And I was like, not only that, but last time I did it, y'all sent me an Udi for free, which is epic. I appreciate it. But
green?
Yeah. But I was like, I still did the sponsorship, but as you can notice, I have a green screen. I didn't think this one through. I got a green Udi. So I still did the sponsorship and just turned off my green screen. But I was like, I would really like maybe to do another one with not a green hoodie. And then if I have that, and this is where you kind of like sprinkle some extras on the top. I was like, and then if you give me that sponsorship and give me that Udi or, a non-green color, I can also then wear it on stream all the time because I love your product. I was like, even outside of the sponsorship, I love your product and I want to sit in it all the time, but I literally can't because it's fucking green. So I was like, so if you do it again, and they were like, actually, we're not doing any like sponsorships for that, like at all. But next time we do, we'll hit you up. I was like, bet. All right. So, nice. It's like, yeah. So you need to like reach out. And so in that kind of like, topic of reaching out, if you are someone who lives in a town or near a town, or just someone who is able to and does go to like gaming conventions, go to the gaming conventions.
I definitely do.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. I know it's like, it's weird to think like, how am I going to network at a gaming convention? One, I get that. You're not just going around like, hey, I'm Jazzy Faux, I stream, go watch. Like, that's not really what you do. But just talk. No. Like, let me tell you.
I have a good example for that.
Okay. But like, I think there's 2 main ways to do this, but they both coincide with doing the same thing, which is go to gaming booths. It doesn't matter if it's a game that you're interested in or not, but preferably one that you're interested in, if there is one there, or a company booth. Again, doesn't have to be one that you're interested in, but preferably if there is. So like, I'll just use our good friends Chucklefish, for example. We love we love Chucklefish. And so like, I go to a gaming convention, I'm like, where do I even start? I'm going to go to the Chucklefish booth or a game that's coming out that Chucklefish is making soon. I'm going to go there and I'm just going to hang around that booth. I'm going to play the game. I'm going to talk to other people playing the game. Like, oh, what did you think of that? Like, because usually they have like little demos, right? So I'm like, oh, what did you think about that? I actually really like this part. Start talking to the devs and be like, oh, I really like that. That's really cool. What are you going to do about this? Oh, when's it coming out? Oh, this is this. Oh, actually, you know what? I would love to like play this on my stream. Yeah, I'm a streamer. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, no, I mean, like,
It's one of the examples that I was gonna
oh,
say.
yeah. No, it's like, like, oh, I'm a streamer. Like, oh, you are? Yeah, yeah. And actually, I love this game anyway. I was probably gonna buy it. So that don't act like you're trying to get something from them. Just show genuine interest. And just be like, well, I'm gonna buy it anyway. And then a lot of times they'll be like, oh, well, don't even worry about it. Like, we'll just give you a copy. And they're like, oh, sick, that's awesome. And then you just, and that's if you're talking to the employees, but then you can also just talk to the people around it too. Like, oh, did you play this? That's sick. I'm gonna be playing it, like, at some point. Yeah. I'll probably stream it, but like oh yeah, I'm a streamer. Like it's. I mean, that's a little on the nose, but
yeah.
That's how you do that. And honestly, I cannot stress enough. That's a great way to not only get sponsorships, affiliations, or partnerships, but also just to grow your brand and network in the first place. Okay. It's just a really, really good way to do it. And if you can go to gaming conventions, I would urge you to do it. I had a chance to go to one recently, but I didn't because it started on Thursday and I stream every Monday through Friday. It ended on Sunday. I could have gone, but again, I was busy that weekend as well anyway, so I couldn't have. But part of me almost feels like I should have, because Chucklefish, I love Chucklefish, actually reached out to me as well because I've done stuff with them, and they were like, oh my gosh, this convention's going, and we're releasing the Eastward DLC soon. And we're going to have a booth, and we're going to have a launch party. We'd love if you, and they're like, we'd love if you came. And I was like, oh, I want to so bad. But like, it wasn't in the cards, but it's all right. But like, I mean, and they even invited me to the launch party. Like, that's sick.
That's big, yeah.
And I'm a small streamer, bro. Like, and this is what I'm saying. Like, so many people think this is like big streamer territory. Like, oh, I have to have hundreds or thousands of viewers to like have something like that happen. And you don't at all. So like I'm saying. So if you get a chance, go to a convention.
Yeah. Yeah, the two examples I was going to talk about. One is much like Jazzy. There's a convention. It's not a gaming convention, but it has gaming in it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It doesn't have to be gaming.
In my city, they have a school of design that we have in the city, and they do a lot of game demos. And I've been there, and I've just been like, oh, whoa, these would be, again, on the nose like Jazzy. These would be really cool to show my community on my stream. And then we get talking about that. And I've done stuff with that. But the really good one, and Jazzy is not going to like me mentioning this one, but my partner loves to race. And every time we go to the convention, he will hop on the Red Bull racing rigs that they have, get free bull constantly handed to him, and he will put like his Twitch username and TTV at the end. They'll get talking about how he races on stream, and they will make that connection. And they've sent him emails, they've sent him a few, no sponsorship stuff, but they've sent him a few like care packages kind of thing to take home with him.
Oh my god, I'm so upset.
And I'm sure if he reached out and really pushed for it, he could get something with them. He's not huge. But I'm sure if he tried to, but I'm sure he's holding back because he doesn't want to upset Jazzy.
Yeah, I know. I would honestly, I'd have to cut him off. I'd need some time apart after that. I couldn't handle it. Yeah, I couldn't handle it. The emotional distress.
They really like competitive stuff, and they really like racing, and that's what my partner does. And he gets on the leaderboards, he gets his name out there, they talk all about it. He's met other streamers through it, and it's really great. So definitely do what Jazzy said and go to conventions, get out there, do some in-world touch grass networking there. Maybe not touch grass.
Yeah, that's it's a bit too much. Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
It's okay.
But network.
Yeah, networking is like and I know it's like, well, Jazzy, I thought you were talking about sponsorships and everything. Yeah, but like networking is part of that, and a good way to get those is by networking.
In the door.
Yeah. Exactly. And so it's definitely something to think about. I don't really live in a position where I can go to these conventions easily.
Yeah.
Without paying money, and because I have to pay the travel fee, and I'd have to pay probably the travel fee for like 2 days, but also the travel fee. I mean the entrance fee for the convention and everything itself. But a lot of the conventions have like free entry, and then you only pay for certain stuff in it. Something to think about.
Ours is quite the opposite. Ours has quite a high entry fee. And
Well, there's
like boots and stuff.
well, it depends.
Free.
It depends. Like I went to a gaming convention once in London. It was quite small, but they had a free entrance fee. And all well, I guess I wouldn't call it a fee, but yeah, it was free to enter. Yeah. But there was a lot of stuff that you could pay to do inside. But all the booths and demos are free.
Yeah.
But it's because it was like smaller.
Yeah, fair enough.
And, yeah.
Fairly big. I mean, for New Zealand, which is already small, it was in comparison, medium to large size. It's our most popular convention in Australia and New Zealand. It's called the Armageddon Expo. It's just pop culture. They do get stuff from movies and TVs and gaming and stuff like that. So it's a bit of all of it.
Yeah.
And so it's expensive to enter, but they've got a bunch of stuff that they just do there.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, networking is a part of streaming. Also, networking is a part of streaming, but also a great way to get those sponsorships, affiliates, and just free stuff, whatever. Free things. We all love free things. But
we do.
I think on that note, I want to say one more thing, and that is, do not be afraid to ask for a sponsorship or an affiliation, whatever. But do not be afraid to ask a company, no matter how big or small, for something just because you're small time. Yeah. Right? So like don't be like, oh, I want to ask them if they'll sponsor me, but like I only have like 5 viewers, so they'll probably say no. Okay, maybe, but also, to be cliche, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly.
But even more than that,
it's definitely a no if you don't ask.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Probably a no if you do.
Well, you say probably, but that's not even true. A lot of the times, if you have five viewers, they'll say the only reason you're not getting that sponsorship is just because you're not on their radar. It's not because they don't want to. They just don't know who you are. But then if you ask, you achieve two things.
Yes.
Achieve two things by asking. One, you may get the sponsorship. But two, even if you don't, you are now on their radar.
Yep.
And it means you have previous correspondence. And so as you grow, not only will they keep an eye on you, all right, whether they check back once a month or whatever, they will be checking now because they're like, oh, this person's interested in us. And it looks like, we like their content. We'll keep an eye on them. And or you can then reach out again and be like, hey, like, I want to know if maybe you're thinking about like accepting a sponsorship now as you grow. And it just means you get put on the radar. And I know a lot of people are like get nervous or feel bad, but just it goes back to what I was saying earlier. What can they do for you? You have to remember at the end of the day, you're a person. Yes, you may be a company as well with an LLC or whatever because, you're a full-time streamer or whatever. But like at the end of the day, you're a person, they're a company. Cannot be afraid to ask a company for things. Especially if they provide service. Yeah, exactly. Especially if they, like I was going to say, like provide services or anything like that. Like, don't feel bad if they say no. It's not like you're asking your mom for something. You're asking a company. So don't feel weird or like, nervous about asking them, And I know it's like that girlfriend, boyfriend, like significant other thing where it's like, oh, the worst they can say is no. But like, really, the worst they can say is no. Like, that's fine.
They're not going to cancel you for asking for something.
Yeah, exactly. And even if they say no, you still achieve something because you're now, like I said, on their radar. And so it's a good thing.
And it might be obvious, but just in case it isn't, don't feel like you can't ask again later on.
Exactly. Exactly. You absolutely.
Because it's like, even though they may have said no once, you might be a bit bigger. Ask again.
Exactly.
And once again, the only thing they can do is.
I would limit it to maybe like once a month, unless you just
send their email.
Yeah, unless you like exploded out of nowhere, But like, don't don't be afraid to just keep asking, because like again, you already achieved something by asking, and that's actually you achieve two things. One, you show enthusiasm, and two, you're on the radar.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so important to do that.
Yeah.
But other than that, if you are gonna ask for a sponsorship, or whether they say no or if they accept it, but especially if they say no, and this is so important, and I utilize this all the time. Do not burn bridges.
No.
Do not burn bridges. Even if they say no, be like, no, I'm sorry, I'm just not really interested right now. You know, I feel real, you know, or like if they offer you a sponsorship, I guess I'm doing it backwards, but like if they offer you something, like I've been offered to like play a game, I don't really like it. I'll reply to that person though, and now I get so many like game offers in my emails now, purely because I'm not an asshole. So I purely believe that's the reason, because I'll get some random, you know, what is it, like company, like social rep that like is meant to just send out emails to streamers to try and get them to play a game. And if it's a game I'm interested in, awesome, you know, I'll play it, blah, 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 blah. But even if I'm not interested, and I also use this line, even if I am, so it's just, I use it in both, regardless of whether I say yes or no. And that's, I'll be like, but, you know, especially for no, I'll be like, oh, I really appreciate the opportunity. Like, I'm flattered that you would even think I'm a good match for that. It, you know, it really does mean a lot to me. But this isn't really the kind of game that I would like to play on my stream. However, I hope that doesn't stop us from working together again in the future, as I would love to have more opportunities if you're open to it. And that immediately says to them, like, oh, great, this is a person that I can email all the time, because their job is literally to get people to play the game. And so in their head, you've now just said, I am open to playing any games that you send me, maybe just not this one. And now there's this one guy, his name is Anthony. It's like Antony.
Oh, yeah. I'm dead with Anthony.
He sends me emails for games all the time now. Like all the time. I love him. And every time I always reply. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll play that. Thanks again for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. Look forward to our continued working relationship.
Nice.
That's it. All the time.
Because
every single time.
The opposite of that is you go, oh, this company's shit. They didn't want to sponsor me. And they're watching you now because you're on their radar, like Jazzy said. They're watching you now, and you've just said they're a shitty company.
Exactly.
Working with them again.
Exactly. It's also the same where if you're just like, no, I don't want to play that. Okay.
You'll never hear from us again.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I guess I'll never hear from you. Yeah, exactly. Whereas I think it's just so important to conduct yourself in that way always. Yeah. I mean, you can take this mentality everywhere in life, but even, and I hate to say it because it does get grinding sometimes. It really grinds you down if you do this one. And I've kind of stopped myself. I still do it, but I don't do it to every single person anymore. But even the little graphics, like the graphics artists that are bots or whatever, hey man, do you need some emotes or overlays? Like, blah. I've always conduct yourself professionally. Yep. Because who knows, maybe they'll pop off one day. You know, just be like, so just be like, oh no, you know, I'm really sorry, man. I really don't need that right now, but like, good luck to you. And maybe if I need something in the future, I'll come to you. You know, that's it. Yeah. Never close doors. Never close doors. Unless they're like Rogue Energy and clearly don't give a shit about you and throw up all the red flags. But never close doors. Yeah, I'm coming at them, bro. I can't believe the disrespect. All right? I can't believe the disrespect they gave me.
Shut it down.
Yeah, but anyway. But yeah, like never burn bridges, never close doors. It doesn't matter how awful or if you think it's fake or if you don't like the game or if you do, like just never, if you don't like the product or game or whatever, don't ever close that door anyway. Keep it open so they can come to you with other games, because maybe that company will make a banger one day and then you'll want to play that. And then you have that door open and you can even then reach out to that person and be like, hey, do you guys have any keys for that? Like, this is a game I'm actually interested in. And then if you do like that game and want it, they'll just be like, yes, I will play this. Haha, thank you. Again, I'll follow it up. Yes, I would love to play this game. Thank you so freaking much. I hope you continue to like send me these opportunities in the future. Thank you again, or like whatever. You know, like, or I look forward to our continued, just like imply it. You don't even have to say like, I hope. Just be like, just be like, yeah, you're going to do it. Right. Just be like, I look forward to our continued working relationship in the future. Right. Don't just be like, well, I hope you send me more. Just be like, yes, we're working together now in the future. I look forward to it. Right. You know what I mean?
This
like,
is happening.
Yeah, this is happening. You're on for the ride now, buddy. Like, but like, again, because I think people really underestimate the difference between just being like, yes, that's awesome, thanks, and yes, that's awesome, thank you, I hope we can do it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Because like I said, I get emails from Anthony all the time now. Like all the time. Some of the games I don't like, some of them I do.
Yeah.
So you know, it's great, and I get it from lots of people. It's not just Anthony, but like that's just the one that comes to my head. But like, again, you know, because like I said, a lot of times it's not the company themselves that are sending you a game, but even if it is, even better for you if it is, because that's a whole gaming company, and you know, that's many more opportunities for work, not just to get a free game, but like a lot of the time it's just a PR company that a gaming company has paid to, again, get people to play the game. And that means they don't just deal with one company, they deal with many companies. And so you definitely want to keep that door open so they can keep sending you like potential products. And then here's something that you didn't know, and I actually figured out, is that they send you a game that you don't know. A lot of the times, like Anthony will just send me a code in the email. Now, I know a lot of people may be scummy and like, even if they don't want the game, they'll like use it or give it to a friend or something. That's fine. It's your code to do it. But I once replied, I was like, hey, you know, I was trying to be wholesome. I was like, hey, this game doesn't really look like it's for me. I really appreciate the opportunity, but maybe take this code and give it to someone else who'd be more interested in it, right? I know they get a certain amount of codes to give away. I know it's not like they just have infinite codes. So I was like, maybe just give that to someone else. And they actually came back and said, for safety and whatever purposes, we're actually not allowed to recycle codes. So that's just your code now. And I was like, oh, okay. So do a giveaway. Do a giveaway on stream. Yeah. Do a giveaway. So you may not be interested in it. Exactly. You know. I don't like Civilization like games, but I know loads of people do. So give it away. Yeah. And that's, you know, and that's just so, I mean, again, but like make it like clear, like try and be that person where it's like, oh, yeah, it's not for me. Maybe give it to someone else. Now you know that they won't take it back, but try and give it back anyway, just so they know that you're not a piece of shit. And then you can be like, oh, okay, well, thanks. And then you just give it away to someone, right? Generate some hype, because then you're still talking about the game. They've done their job for PR, right? Yep. So it's all good. But I got nothing else to add. What about you?
No, I think we've gone over some really good topics and some really good advice.
But anyway, it's been the next episode of Faux The Streamers, covering those sponsorships. Maybe next time we'll have a guest, or maybe next time there's more stuff we need to talk about. We'll see. But as always, we'll see you in 2 weeks. We hope you enjoy it. And just to thank all of our Patreons, Black Belt 33, Foxy Osteologist, Jester 6619, we appreciate you. All right? I hope y'all enjoy the freaking content that we put out here. If you are watching on YouTube, Fanny, tell them what to do if they're watching on YouTube.
So, like, subscribe, ring-a-ling-ding that bell, and comment your favorite part of the episode.
Or what we should talk about next podcast, all right? Either way, we love your faces. Thank you so freaking much, and we hope to help you. This has been Faux The Streamers, Jazzy Faux. That's Fanny Slam. We'll catch you in the next one.